thank you, Tina. You are more than gracious in your comments, and I need to put you on the road. You do a better job of telling the story than I do. But thank you so very, very much. I want to thank each of you for being here on this beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Isn't it beautiful in Ohio? Yep. And aren't we proud to be Buckeyes? Now let me say, I'm going to spend a few minutes reminiscing about Delaware County. When I was 21 years old, I spent my summer working at what was then called Greenwood Lake, which was the Salvation Army camp right outside of town.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was a wonderful summer. We had several camping periods of 2 weeks each, and it was a wonderful experience. And in the evening, after the kids had gone to bed, we would leave a skeleton staff there watching the cabins, and we would all come down to what was the old L&K and spend time. Yeah. So I have very, very positive memories about this community. And then I look over here and I see one of my former professors, Dr. Louise Musser, who was one of my professors at the University of Kentucky before she and her husband Joe came to Ohio Wesleyan to teach. And Louise was on my wife's doctoral dissertation committee. And I have known and respected and cared about Louise and Joe for a long, long time, several decades, and it's wonderful to see you, Louise. There are others here that I have known for a while, and some of you I've never had the opportunity to actually meet. But I thank you for being here this afternoon. We are 19 days away from early voting in Ohio. 19 days. I would like to see 30 to 50% of that vote cast before the polls open on November the 2nd. They talk about an enthusiasm gap, and I think this early voting period gives us an opportunity to really talk to our friends and neighbors and get our Democratic friends out to vote. There are many Democrats in Ohio who are infrequent Democratic voters, meaning that they sometimes vote. When they vote for Democrats, but they don't always vote. And we've tried to identify that cohort of people, and we will be trying to communicate with them intensely during this early voting period to get them to come out and vote. You can vote for no reason. You don't have to have an excuse. Don't have to tell a little fib and say I'm going to be out of the state or or whatever. You can vote at the Board of Elections, and I don't know if this county, but many counties are having an alternative voting site as well. So
it'll just be at our Board of Elections.
At the Board of Elections, and beginning on September the 28th.
That's right.
Thereafter, anyone can go and vote early. So I encourage you to do that. There's a lot at stake. I want to take a few moments, maybe more than a few moments, just to talk with you about Ohio and some of the things that we are facing, and the choice that the people will be making. Ohio, like America, has been hit by a very difficult economic slowdown, a recession, the Great Recession. But I think it's important to remind people where we were, where we are, and where we need to go. In the 4 months or so before, 6 months or so before President Barack Obama was sworn into office, this country had lost about 4 million jobs. Approximately 750 or so thousand jobs were lost in the month that he became president, that cold January month. And then in the couple of months following that, before he actually had his administration in place, additional hundreds of thousands of jobs were lost. That's the reality. We can wish it had not happened, but it happened. And the president and our Democratic friends in the Congress were faced with an economy that was literally in free fall. And many worried, and I was among them, that we were seeing a total collapse of our economic circumstances that would have catastrophic consequences for not only years but perhaps decades to come. The free fall has been stopped. We are now in Ohio in a period of recovery. It's a slow recovery. Our unemployment late last fall went up to 11.1%, and it has gradually started inching downward. We went from 11.1 to 10.9 to 10.7, 10.5, now at 10.3. That's slow, but it's headed in the right direction. We are seeing certain areas of our economy experience significant growth. Day before yesterday, was it yesterday? Andy, was it yesterday or day before yesterday that we were in Lordstown?
This week?
Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I was in Lordstown, Ohio, suburb sort of Youngstown. We celebrated the first Chevy Cruze come off the assembly line. It was a red one. It was followed by a white one, followed by a blue one. The Chevy Cruze gets 40 miles to the gallon, and it's not a hybrid. It's stylish, it's affordable, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it would not be built had it not been for the rescue of the American auto industry. 4,500 people are now working at that plant, 3 shifts a day, producing 1,260 automobiles a day. Now, if you want to, if you want to challenge those that say the Obama administration and our Democratic friends in Congress haven't dealt with the economy, I said to them yesterday, for those who would meekly sacrifice our future, I said to them, look at this car. That plant and other plants would be closed. Those jobs would be non-existent had it not been for the strong action that was taken. Now,